It took me like 3 whole times watching this video before I started to get what was going on. Valve or Steamworks or CSGO or like someone made a video for developers on Steam talking about how they communicate. And I thought this was pretty interesting. 3 Clicks Philip is this guy who makes all sorts of videos about Counter-Strike and Valve, and he was talking recently about this kind of stuff. His latest video on Valve's communication really gives a great perspective, but it can come off as if he's talking from the standpoint of, I need Valve to do stuff so I can keep making videos, which definitely isn't what he meant. I don't know if anyone even thought that, but regardless, I want to check this video out that I don't think he covered, probably because it's not for us to watch anyways. I'm definitely not on his level of knowledge on CSGO and Valve and all that shit, but I mean, I'm still pretty good. I played TF2 for 5 hours yesterday, so I'm gonna do my best to explain what this guy's talking about without oversimplifying it like a dipshit. His voice is just one of those voices that you can't listen to for long. Anyways, let's start.
Hello, I'm Gotham Bubber.
Alright, we can skip over the introduction. I mean, this guy has worked on CSGO for 9 years, he's seen it all, and Valve is here to explain their communication strategy being updates. Updates are their communication. When an update ships, that's Valve telling you what their focus is, or what their focus was, what they were hearing from the community, basically what they've been up to. For one thing, if you need to use a different communication strategy to explain your primary communication strategy, I mean, do I need to finish that thought or can you guys catch on?
In reality, when customers want to talk to us, it's because they're unhappy with something about the service.
What do people talk to you about, Valve? What's the one thing that people say about Valve? It's that you don't communicate. Maybe this video contains something of a response to communication complaints. You know what? I'll give them credit for branching out. I mean, apparently they could have tried to do this in a fucking CSGO update.
We think CSGO is better when we get clear, unfiltered customer feedback. We read and analyze this feedback our customers post on various online communities, but as they know, we rarely participate in those conversations.
And that's completely fine.
When we participate, they stop talking to each other and they start talking to us. And the feedback becomes less clear.
What kind of fucking... That is not... Maybe in some backwards ass half paradise that works. But the way I talk to random people online is not the way I talk to someone I want to give good information. Is that just me? I guess if it works, it works. I don't see anything wrong with this so far. Although, what's with the shoe marks on the floor? Is he really there? Looks like a green screen to me.
We avoid talking about future plans for the game, or even how we intend to fix a particular bug, because future plans can always change. A bug might require more work than we expected, or a fix may have unexpected consequences.
Okay, that's pretty straightforward, right? They don't want to mention bugs or other issues that are too big to fix, so, already a few images are appearing in my head. Alright, so he goes on to explain how promises restrict the development team's flexibility, and also how making promises will cause players to think about the future game more than the one they're actually playing, which makes a lot of sense, and honestly, if I had to pick between publishing patch notes before an update versus when it releases, I'd choose when it releases. So if flexibility is your goal, then sure, don't talk about stuff.
There's nearly an endless list of directions we can take the product and features we invest in. There's also a wide variety of interests our customers have, ranging from esports, gameplay, cosmetic items, and the game's performance. So prioritization of what we work on becomes a critical part of the development process. How do we prioritize? Well, we start by reading a wide range of community feedback.
Loot boxes, battle passes, esports, I can promise you, Valve, that not a single person in this lobby asked for any of that shit. I know for a fact you didn't get this idea because the community expressed a desire for it. Esports? Maybe. It can be fun to watch. But nobody in the community wants you to run your company with a focus on fucking ticket sales rather than good products and innovative gameplay, something we know you have the skills for. So he talks about how the devs are the one who read this data and interpret it. He says that's how they get their ideas and information. Again, I'm not buying that there's not another big incentive that they neglected to mention.
We had plans for esports, a map workshop, item customization, and other gameplay features. But we followed our communication strategy and we didn't talk about these publicly because we wanted the flexibility to react to our customers' feedback and data.
So this was about CSGO at launch. Are you ready to see what happens when your main goal is flexibility?
Many games, when they launch, face unexpected problems, and it's important to be agile during that time. When we launched, our unexpected problem was a critical one: players not sticking around. We had attracted new players, but we weren't retaining them, and this became an urgent concern. If we didn't improve retention quickly, we'd lose the critical mass you need for players to find each other and have good matches. During this time, we had lots of great feedback from the community in relation to gameplay, UI, maps, but we could see with our data that retention, a main goal of ours, was falling. The actions of our customers shifted our priorities for us. And because we hadn't committed to a specific promise of future features, we had the flexibility to act on those new priorities.
So is your goal flexibility or retention? I think what this data really proves is that it's one or the other, Valve. I can understand the point of view that you want players to focus on the present game and not the future game, but have you even tried communicating differently? It looks like shipping updates did shake out in the end, no surprise there. And I know this video isn't supposed to be Valve justifying itself to the CSGO community. It's for developers, it's supposed to be a helpful tool. I'll be honest, I don't really care what you say to other developers, but I do care about the things you do, and this video is still a window into that. Valve. Everybody still loves you. It's not too late to start communicating with us. We saw you tried, we can understand that your efforts were somewhat swamped by COVID. We get it, you guys. But communication is absolutely your #1 complaint from your fans, your followers, your biggest supporters. It makes sense, the way your company works, the way you get to choose what to work on and what to do. You keep that flexibility to keep us happy, and you don't want to disappoint us. But saying absolutely fucking nothing between updates is so much more damaging than having to cancel a project that's probably been leaked already anyways. Do you get all that, Valve? Alright, let's see what more they have to say.
Currently, we use Twitter to highlight community and esports content, and that content just seems better suited for that platform than in client.
Oh, right. The esports content, bro. You gotta use your Twitter for all that esports content. Look at all this esports versus 90s, Fortnite, Challenge Mode, Royale fun. This is just... Anyone wanna hop on Valorant?